The weather gets colder. Homelessness has been a priority for some lawmakers and advocates in Rhode Island. A sleep out, which has taken place outside the State House, has ended after 17 days, but their work, I should say, is not done. And today, Governor Dan McKee announced plans to turn an old hospital building into a shelter. 12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto is live outside the State House with the latest. Sheena?
Well, Shannon, the Coalition to End Homelessness says more than 350 Rhode Islanders were recently out on the streets with nowhere to go, something they say no one should go through. After 17 days of camping out in front of the State House, the so-called sleep out is coming to an end. On the same day, Governor Dan McKee announces the state is funding 150 new emergency shelter beds to get Rhode Islanders off the streets.
This is not a victory. This is the first step that came way too late.
But advocates make it clear the work is not finished.
We need more affordable and low-income housing. We need a living wage. We need people to be able to afford their basic needs like food and health care. But in order to get these things, we need a lot more than people sleeping outside on the State House begging for action. We need elected leaders who actually care about the people in the state.
The state announced the old Memorial Hospital building in Pawtucket will soon be used for a non-congregate shelter program with about 80 new beds.
This problem can only be solved by doing the work, and the work is hard.
Protesters say it's hard to believe it's a coincidence. The expansion announcements came days after nearly 100 people joined their cause at the State House. Governor Dan McKee was asked if the demonstration had anything to do with the announcement. This was his response.
It is very presumptive for any one group to say that they're driving the issue, especially with all the hard work that's in this room. I'll just repeat. We're willing to work with anyone who's willing to do the work.
And Governor McKee says addressing homelessness is a priority for him, and he hopes to only expand on this announcement in the near future. We're live in Providence tonight. I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.
12 News at the State House, where a weeks-long demonstration pushing for action to solve the state's homelessness crisis is coming to an end.
This follows the governor announcing steps to make sure those on the streets have roofs over their heads this winter. 12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto joins us now live to tell us what those steps are.
Well, the governor announced today there will soon be about 150 additional beds available for homeless Rhode Islanders to sleep in at night, but some advocates say this should have been done a long time ago.
This problem can only be solved by doing the work, and the work is hard.
There were more than 360 unsheltered Rhode Islanders between November 21st and December 4th. That's according to the Rhode Island Coalition to End Homelessness.
No Rhode Islander should face freezing to death outdoors because of a lack of a safe, warm bed to sleep in.
The coalition joined Governor Dan McKee and other state leaders Thursday morning as the state announced emergency shelter capacity expansions.
We're adding up to 130 beds for Rhode Islanders experiencing homelessness and 20 more beds for COVID-positive individuals who are currently homeless.
About 80 of those beds will be at the old Memorial Hospital in Pawtucket, which the state says will soon operate as a non-congregate shelter program.
They finally started taking action. But I have to say that also is infuriating, because if they could do that in 16 days now, they could have done it 10 months ago.
Meanwhile, the group camped out in front of the State House is ending their 17-day demonstration, calling on the governor to do more.
We cannot allow people to be without options for shelter heading into the winter ever again.
And the governor says this is a big priority for him, and he hopes to only expand on this announcement very soon. We're live in Providence tonight. I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.